What? Almost 8:30. Oh, it is
It
8:30.
is
Right on
8:30
time
right
on a
on it.
Thursday. Rotary.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, and we're Real Estate Jerky Daily.
Yep, we is.
All right, what's going on today? See, I got 3 more Rotary meetings. You don't get nervous.
I told the guys, I guess I probably should create a PowerPoint program. Start working on that.
Yeah, you can have all my
I'm just
stuff.
gonna steal all your shit.
Yeah, I know. That's what I did that with
Craig.
Yeah, some of it. Just as he only did a lot of the agendas. He didn't have his PowerPoint
Yeah.
the way I do it. Just that way I don't have an agenda. PowerPoint is my agenda.
Well, it is the agenda.
All right. So news today, more unemployment stuff. Challenger job cut report came out, which counts corporate layoffs based on mass layoff data from state departments of labor. Showed there were 63,816 layoffs in May, fewer than the 64,789 cuts in the previous month.
Okay, well, that's better.
Yeah,
right.
But initial jobless claims, which measure individuals filing for unemployment benefits the first time, was reported at 229,000 claims for last week, which was an 8,000 increase from the previous week. And that of the revised figure of 221,000 and was more than expected of 220. So yeah. So it's showing a slowdown. If you look at all the different things, and someone said today when the Fed comes out, I don't know if they have yet by now, I haven't checked, they might do a rate cut.
Might,
yeah.
They don't know.
Well, today is D-Day, so it would be a perfect day to do it.
It would.
Yeah,
it would.
80th anniversary of D-Day is today. But before we get into that, let's finish the continuing claims. That increased to 1.792 million from the previous week revised figure of 1.790 million. So up, is that 2,000 or something?
Yeah.
So that's showing that job things are actually, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
The cracks and the fissures are getting bigger.
Bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And that's all the unemployment, I should say, economic news that I had. We're still, like I said, waiting on the Fed to see what they're going to say today. But there was an article that was talking about the key home price metrics have skyrocketed since 2019. Well,
yeah. If you're back to 2019, it has.
Yeah, everything. The national median list price for a home jumped 37.5% during the same period to its current level of 442,500. Across 50 largest metro areas, price per square foot rose 52.7% during the 5-year period ending in May of 2024.
Wow.
However, if you use price per square foot to list a house, you shouldn't. That's not how appraisers look at it. They look at a lot of other things. That is just price per square foot is just one of the many data points that they look at when they're doing these values.
Right.
Because a smaller home can have a higher price per square foot versus a larger one. So that's why you really shouldn't use that matrix going forward or at all. My house is worth so-and-so's house sold for $350 a square foot. It was 1,500 square feet. Mine's 3,000. So I should get 700.
Yeah. Nope. It's not the way it works. You look at what the market in that area bears, and the juggling act, the higher interest or the higher dollars per square foot for the smaller home is kind of a balancing act.
Well, and I'll tell you how we look at it, the same as appraisers, and how I figured this out is I was asked to do a ton of BPOs during the downturn.
Yep.
I did it plus everything else. And I really learned how to figure out what a house is valued at. And what we look at is 20% larger or smaller of the square footage.
Right.
So if you have a 2,000 square foot home, you look at homes that are 2,200 or
1,800.
Or 1,800. That's where your range is. And if it's bigger than that, you only get so much per that extra square foot. It's not the full dollar for dollar. And that's what you have to look at. You can, and when they're outside of that, they have to explain why they had to go outside of that.
Well, and then so some of our newer realtors or real estate agents in the market today don't understand that if you have a converted garage or an additional square foot on that second story that you added on, you're going to get about 50 to 65% of the main home's value per square foot on that additional square footage, because it's not the original square footage.
Can I say not true?
Well, that's what the appraisers tell me.
Well, typically, it depends. All right, so you're correct when it comes to the ADU in the backyard.
Not the ADU.
Well, let me finish. The garage or the additional structure, they give it so much dollar, like basements, you don't get the full amount because it's below the ground. typically, if you add square footage to the house, you get the same square footage as the whole house. It's now 2,200 or 2,400. The question really, but what I think they're saying is, because of the additional square footage, you're not going to get the same square footage dollar that you would have if at the house that it used to be at. But now,
Right,
it's a larger house, so your dollar per square foot will be a little bit lower. It's you still get the full value for it as long as it's done properly.
Basically, what I said.
No, it's not. You said you don't get the same
Look,
amount
if
for
it's
that additional.
$120 a square foot for 1,700 square feet, you add 400 or 600 square feet on top of that on a second, on a conversion or a second story, you're going to get about $65 to $70 a square foot on that, or you lower the total dollar per square foot on the whole thing.
Right. You didn't.
And
But
one
that's
is
not what you said.
and one is you get half the additional square footage. You get the
I
same
don't
square
like your-
footage.
yeah, I
You get
don't
the
like what you
dollars per
say.
square foot. I
Yeah.
love the way I say
I
it.
don't like it because
Yeah.
it will confuse. Basically, you're going to get dollar for dollar, but at the size of the house that your
Right.
square
And
footage is.
it's a balancing act, because now you've over improved for the neighborhood. So if
Potentially.
everybody's 1,500 square feet or 1,600 square feet, and all of a sudden you've got this 2,800 square foot
Yeah.
monstrosity in the neighborhood, you're not going to get the same dollars per square foot for that 2,800 square foot home.
Correct, because it's over improved in the neighborhood.
Right.
That's like the house we had on Keepsake. We put in wolf stove, Sub-Zero refrigerator, huge island, all this stuff, which I got very inexpensive, so that's why we could do it. And those things lasted so much longer than regular stuff. But I knew when we went to sell it, we're not going to get top dollar for that, but it's going to sell over every other house in that neighborhood
Right.
that looks exactly
Right.
like that, or the same square footage, because of how the thing was changed.
And what you
And we
really
put a
get,
pool in, and the same thing. You don't get the same dollar for dollar.
but you get the enjoyment of the
right.
of,
You get
of
about
the
10 grand.
upgrades.
Today is about 10 grand or so.
Yeah.
Before it was only 7,500. So
Yep.
it's
Yep.
you're right. It's the enjoyment of staying home and not having to go somewhere else.
Hey, did you hear about what the Fed told California?
You're idiots.
You know that $54.7 million you spent on undocumented healthcare to undocumented Californians? You got to give that back to us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do
Because
they come in the gas tax? Is that what they use the gas tax for?
yeah, probably. That's it's just. Could you imagine what California could have done for our citizens, especially the homeless, if they found the 24 million that they just misplaced for the homeless, and then that other 54.7 million, so you're looking at $78.7 million.
How about 11 billion they spent on the 1,500 square
1,600, come on,
1,600 feet of high-speed
rail.
$11 billion of something that's never going to be used, and then they oh, congratulations.
Yeah, can you say money laundering?
Can you say this is ridiculous?
Yeah. Grease the palms. Anyway,
that's all.
Tomorrow I'll have state numbers for us, and I'm not going to do it today.
You're not?
Because it's not in.
No, because it's Thursday.
Yeah.
It's not Friday.
It's not Friday.
All right, everybody, make it a great day. Be cool out there. If you don't have a place to go into a cooling center.
Find a safe place.
Yeah.
Look for the dropped safety pins along the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It'll lead you in there.
The homeless population is huge. We got the most homeless population of the United States in California.
Well, the guy that was saving his place for the graffiti this morning outside of Rotary finally got up and left.
Yeah, because it was getting too warm at 77. It's time to go and find a cooling center.
There you go.
Yeah. All right,
guys.
Make it a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.